Aliens make fun of humans. The year was 2150. Earth was a very different place. Flying cars zoomed between tall buildings. Robots helped people with their work. But the biggest change was about to happen. Humans were going to meet aliens for the first time. It all started on a normal Tuesday. Sarah Chen, a young scientist, was working at the big space listening station in China. She was drinking her morning coffee when she heard a strange beep. At first, she thought it was just space noise. But then she heard it again. And again. Sarah called her boss, Dr. Lai. "I think I found something," she said, her voice shaking with excitement. Dr. Lai rushed over. They listened to the beeps together. The beeps had a pattern. It wasn't random space noise. It was a message. News spread fast. Soon, everyone on Earth knew. Aliens were real, and they wanted to talk. People were excited. Some were scared, but everyone was curious. The world's leaders met. They decided to send a message back. They used the big space listening station to beam a friendly hello into space. Then they waited. 3 days later, they got an answer. The aliens said they would visit Earth. They would arrive in 1 month. The whole world got ready. People cleaned their houses. Cities put up welcome signs. It was like getting ready for the biggest party ever. Finally, the day came. A huge spaceship appeared in the sky. It was so big it covered the sun for a moment. The ship landed in a big field near New York City. Thousands of people watched from far away. TV cameras showed everything to billions more. The ship's door opened slowly. Everyone held their breath. Out came the aliens. They looked strange. They had blue skin and 4 arms. Their heads were big, with 3 eyes. They walked funny, like they were dancing. The aliens' leader stepped forward. He, at least everyone thought it was a he, looked at the human leaders. Then he did something no one expected. He laughed. It wasn't a friendly laugh. It was the kind of laugh bullies use at school. The alien leader pointed at the human spaceships nearby. He said something in a strange language. A machine translated it for everyone to hear. "You call those spaceships?" the alien said. "They look like toys." The other aliens laughed too. The human leaders were shocked. They tried to be friendly. The President of the United States stepped forward. "Welcome to Earth," she said with a big smile. "We're happy to meet you." The alien leader looked at her. He made a face like he smelled something bad. "You're the leaders?" he asked. "You look so simple." People watching on TV couldn't believe it. These aliens were being mean. It was like all those scary alien movies, but worse. The aliens weren't attacking. They were making fun of humans. The aliens walked around, looking at things. They laughed at cars. They thought phones were silly. One alien picked up a dog and said it looked almost smart. Reporters tried to ask questions, but the aliens ignored most of them. When they did answer, they used big words the translators didn't know. It seemed like they were showing off. By the end of the day, everyone was upset. This was not how they thought meeting aliens would be. The aliens went back to their ship. They said they would stay for a week to study the funny humans. That night, no one on Earth could sleep. People were angry and sad. World leaders had emergency meetings. Scientists tried to understand the aliens' technology. Regular people posted angry messages online. Sarah Chen, who first heard the aliens, felt the worst. "Maybe I should have ignored that beep," she told Dr. Lai. But Dr. Lai shook his head. "No, Sarah," he said. "It's good we know. Now we can do something about it." The next day, the aliens visited different cities. They went to London, Tokyo, and Rio de Janeiro. Everywhere they went, it was the same. They laughed at buildings. They called human art cute for primitives. They said human music hurt their ears. Some brave humans tried to stand up to the aliens. A boy in London asked, "If you're so smart, why are you so mean?" The alien just patted the boy's head and said, "You'll understand when you evolve, little animal." By the third day, humans started to fight back, not with weapons, but with words. Comedians made jokes about the aliens' funny walk. Artists drew cartoons of the aliens looking stupid. It didn't stop the aliens, but it made humans feel a little better. The President of the United States made a big speech. She said, "We may not be as advanced as these aliens, but we have something they don't. We have kindness. We have creativity. We have heart. And we will show them that these things matter." People cheered. For the first time since the aliens arrived, humans felt proud again. They started to see the aliens not as superior beings, but as bullies. And Earth had dealt with bullies before. As the week went on, humans learned more about the aliens. They were called Zorthians. They had visited many planets, and they always acted this way. They thought it was fun to find lesser species and make fun of them. On the last day, the Zorthians had a big meeting with world leaders. They said Earth could join the galactic community, but humans would be like pets. They would do simple jobs for smart species. They wouldn't be allowed to explore space on their own. The world leaders listened politely. Then together, they stood up. The President of China spoke for everyone. "Thank you for your offer," she said. "But no thank you. We'll find our own way to the stars." The Zorthians were surprised. No one had ever said no to them before. They left Earth, saying they'd come back in 100 years. "Try to be smarter by then," their leader said. As the alien ship flew away, humans looked at each other. They had been insulted. They had been laughed at. But they were not beaten. In fact, they felt more united than ever. Sarah Chen watched the ship disappear into space. She turned to Dr. Lai with a determined look. "We've got work to do," she said. Dr. Lai nodded. "Yes," he said. "It's time to show the galaxy what humans can really do." All over the world, people had the same idea. The aliens had mocked humanity, but humanity would have the last laugh. The next 100 years would be busy. Very busy indeed. Earth's big secret. The Zorthian aliens had left Earth, but their mean words stayed behind. People felt sad and angry. But deep under a mountain in Switzerland, something big was happening. Something that would change everything. Dr. Aisha Khan walked through a long tunnel. She used a special card to open a heavy metal door. Behind it was a huge room full of computers and strange machines. This was the most secret lab on Earth. Only a few people knew about it. Aisha looked at her team. They were the smartest scientists from all over the world. "Okay, everyone," she said. "The aliens think we're dumb. Let's prove them wrong." The team was working on something amazing. They called it Project Dimension Jump. They were trying to understand the seventh dimension. It was like a secret level in a video game that no one had found before. Even the mean aliens didn't know about the seventh dimension. If Aisha's team could figure it out, humans would be the smartest in space. But it wasn't easy. The team had been working for years. They had tried thousands of times. Nothing worked. Some people wanted to give up. Aisha never gave up. She worked day and night. She missed her family. She forgot to eat sometimes, but she kept trying. One day, something weird happened. Aisha was working late. Everyone else had gone home. She was looking at some numbers on a big screen. Suddenly, the numbers started to change by themselves. Aisha rubbed her eyes. Was she dreaming? But no, it was real. The numbers kept changing. Then, with a loud pop, a shiny bubble appeared in the middle of the room. Aisha couldn't believe her eyes. She had done it. This was a seventh dimension bubble. It was the biggest discovery in history. She wanted to cheer, but she knew she had to be careful. If the aliens found out, they might try to steal it. So Aisha kept it a secret. She only told her team and a few world leaders. The next few months were super busy. Aisha's team learned how to make the bubble bigger. They found out they could do amazing things with it. They could make things float in the air. They could walk through walls. They could even make things disappear and appear somewhere else. It was like magic, but it was science. Very, very advanced science. The world leaders were excited. They asked Aisha to build something with this new science, something that would show the aliens that humans were smart. Aisha had a big idea. "Let's build a spaceship," she said. But not just any spaceship. A seventh-dimension spaceship. Everyone loved the idea. They started work right away. They built the ship in a secret base on the moon. They called it the HFY Prometheus. Building the ship was hard work. Sometimes things went wrong. Once, half the ship disappeared. It took a week to bring it back. But the team never gave up. While Aisha's team worked on the ship, other things were happening on Earth. People were getting ready for the aliens to come back. They built better houses and made new inventions. They didn't want the aliens to laugh at them again. But the biggest changes were happening in the secret lab. Aisha's team made new discoveries every day. They learned how to bend light, how to move super fast, and even how to see the future a little bit. All these cool things went into the new ship. The HFY Prometheus was becoming the most amazing thing ever built. One day, a young scientist named Miguel had an idea. "What if we could make the ship invisible?" he asked. Aisha thought it was a great idea. They worked on it for weeks. Finally, they did it. The ship could disappear and appear whenever they wanted. As the ship got better and better, people started to get excited. Those who knew about it couldn't wait to see the looks on the aliens' faces when they saw it. But keeping a secret this big was hard. People started to notice strange things. Lights in the sky near the moon. Weird sounds coming from the mountain in Switzerland. Some people thought it might be the aliens coming back early. Others thought it was a new kind of weather. No one guessed the truth. The leaders had to be careful. They made up stories to explain the strange things. They said they were testing new weather balloons or doing experiments with the northern lights. Most people believed them. As the day got closer when the ship would be finished, Aisha felt both excited and scared. What if something went wrong? What if the aliens found out? But every time she looked at the amazing ship her team had built, she felt better. Humans had done something incredible. Something no one else in the galaxy had done before. Finally, after months of hard work, the day came. The HFY Prometheus was ready. It floated in the secret moon base, shiny and powerful. Aisha walked around the ship, checking everything one last time. She felt proud. This ship could do things that seemed impossible. It could fly through solid objects. It could jump across huge distances in space in seconds. It could even create small black holes. The world leaders came to see the ship. When they saw it, they couldn't speak. It was more amazing than they had imagined. "Is it ready?" the President of the United States asked. Aisha nodded. "Yes," she said. "It's ready to show the galaxy what humans can do." As they all looked at the ship, they felt something they hadn't felt since the aliens first came. Hope, excitement, pride. The aliens had laughed at humans. They had called humans primitive. They thought they knew everything. But they didn't know about the HFY Prometheus. They didn't know what was coming. Aisha smiled as she thought about the future. The aliens wouldn't be laughing for long. Humanity's big secret was about to change everything. The big aha moment. The HFY Prometheus was ready. It sat in its secret moon base, shiny and powerful. But there was a problem. A big problem. Dr. Aisha Khan stood in the ship's control room. She looked worried. "It's not working right," she said to her team. The ship could do amazing things. It could disappear. It could fly through walls. But it couldn't do the most important thing. It couldn't jump through the seventh dimension. Without that jump, the ship was just a fancy toy. It needed to jump to show the aliens how smart humans were. Aisha's team tried everything. They worked day and night. They changed wires. They wrote new computer code. Nothing worked. Days passed. Then weeks. The team got tired and angry. Some people started to fight. One day, Miguel, the young scientist, threw his tablet on the floor. "It's impossible," he shouted. "We'll never figure it out." Aisha felt bad. She knew her team was tired. She was tired too. But she had an idea. "Let's take a break," she said. "We need to rest our brains." The team didn't want to stop. But Aisha made them. "Go home," she said. "Spend time with your families. Do something fun. Come back in 3 days." At first, the team was upset. They wanted to keep working. But soon they realized Aisha was right. They needed a break. For 3 days, the secret lab was quiet. The scientists went home. They played with their kids. They watched movies. They slept. Aisha went home too. She lived in a small apartment near the lab. She hadn't been there in months. On the second day of the break, Aisha decided to clean her apartment. It was very dusty. As she cleaned, she found an old photo album. She sat down and looked at the pictures. They were from when she was a little girl. There was a picture of her first science fair. She had made a simple machine that could pour water. Aisha smiled as she remembered. Her machine didn't work at first. She had cried and wanted to give up. But then her dad helped her. He said, "Sometimes, Aisha, the answer is simple. We just can't see it because we're thinking too hard." Suddenly, Aisha sat up straight. Her eyes got big. "That's it," she shouted. She jumped up, grabbed her coat, and ran out the door. She drove to the lab as fast as she could. Her heart was beating fast. She had an idea. A big idea. When she got to the lab, she ran to the ship. She went to the main computer and started typing fast. For hours, Aisha worked alone. She changed some numbers in the computer. She moved some wires. She talked to herself as she worked. Just as the sun was coming up, Aisha finished. She stood back and looked at the ship. "Please work," she whispered. She pressed a button. At first, nothing happened. Then, slowly, the ship started to glow. It got brighter and brighter. Suddenly, there was a loud pop. The ship disappeared. Then, a second later, it appeared again. Aisha couldn't believe it. She checked the computer. The ship had jumped through the 7th dimension. It had moved 1,000,000 miles in 1 second. Aisha started to laugh and cry at the same time. She had done it. She had solved the problem. She called her team. "Come back now," she said. "It works. The ship works." The team rushed back to the lab. When they saw the ship jump, they cheered. They hugged each other. Some people cried. Miguel asked Aisha, "How did you do it?" Aisha smiled. "I remembered something my dad told me," she said. The answer was simple. "We were just thinking too hard." She explained that they had been using very complicated math. But the 7th dimension was simpler than they thought. It was like folding a piece of paper to make 2 far points touch. The team spent the next few days testing the ship. It worked perfectly. It could jump across the galaxy in seconds. It could go through stars without getting hot. It could even make small black holes and close them again. Aisha called the world leaders. "The ship is ready," she said. "Really ready this time." The leaders came to see. They watched the ship disappear and appear. They saw it go through walls. They couldn't believe their eyes. "It's amazing," the president of India said. "But will it be enough to impress the aliens?" Aisha nodded. "It's not just the ship," she said. "It's what the ship means. We've discovered something no one else in the galaxy knows about. We've mastered the 7th dimension." The leaders looked excited. For the first time since the aliens left, they felt hopeful. They decided to keep the ship secret for now. They would reveal it when the aliens came back. It would be a big surprise. As everyone celebrated, Aisha stood quietly, looking at the ship. She thought about her dad and wished he could see this. She thought about all the hard work her team had done. Most of all, she thought about the future. Humans weren't behind anymore. They were ahead, way ahead. The aliens had laughed at humans. They had called humans primitive. But now, humans had a secret. A big secret. Aisha smiled. She couldn't wait to see the looks on the aliens' faces when they saw what humans could do. The big aha moment wasn't just about the ship. It was about all of humanity. They had proven they could do the impossible. Now, they were ready to take their place among the stars. Showing off the new spaceship, the day had finally come. The Zorthian aliens were coming back to Earth. It had been exactly 100 years since their last visit. Everyone was nervous and excited. This time, Earth was ready. They had a big surprise waiting. Dr. Aisha Khan stood on a stage in New York City. Behind her was a big curtain. Behind the curtain was the HMS Prometheus, Earth's secret spaceship. Thousands of people filled the streets. Millions more watched on TV. Everyone wanted to see what would happen. Suddenly, the sky got dark. A huge alien ship appeared. It was even bigger than the one from 100 years ago. It landed in the middle of Central Park. The ship's door opened. Out came the Zorthian leader. He looked around with his 3 eyes and laughed. "Well, well," he said, "you humans are still here. Have you learned to make a proper spaceship yet?" Aisha stepped forward. She was nervous, but she didn't show it. "Welcome back to Earth," she said. "We have something to show you." The alien leader looked bored. "Oh, did you make a new toy?" Aisha smiled. "You could say that." She turned to the crowd. "People of Earth, it's time to show the galaxy what we can do." She pressed a button. The big curtain fell down. There, floating in the air, was the HMS Prometheus. The crowd gasped. The ship was beautiful. It shone like a diamond in the sun. It was smooth and sleek, unlike any spaceship anyone had ever seen. The alien leader looked surprised. "That's interesting," he said, but he still didn't look impressed. "Can it fly?" Aisha's smile got bigger. "Oh, it can do much more than fly." She spoke into a microphone. "Captain Lee, show them what Prometheus can do." Inside the ship, Captain Sarah Lee nodded. She pressed some buttons on the control panel. Suddenly, the Prometheus disappeared. The aliens jumped back, shocked. A second later, the ship appeared again, but now it was behind the alien ship. The crowd cheered. The aliens looked confused. "How did it move so fast?" The alien leader asked. "We didn't move," Aisha said. "We jumped through the 7th dimension." The aliens' 3 eyes got very big. "The 7th dimension. But that's impossible." Aisha laughed. "Not for us." She nodded to Captain Lee again. This time, the Prometheus started to glow. It flew straight at a nearby building. People in the crowd screamed. They thought the ship would crash. But instead, it went right through the building like it wasn't there. The ship came out the other side, not even scratched. The building was fine too. The aliens couldn't believe their eyes. The alien leader's mouth was opened so wide, you could see all his weird teeth. But how?" He stuttered. Aisha explained. "The 7th dimension lets us do many things. We can move instantly across space. We can pass through solid objects. We can even create and close small black holes." To prove it, Captain Lee made the ship create a tiny black hole. It floated in the air for a few seconds, then disappeared. The crowd was amazed. The aliens were shocked. Some of them looked scared. The alien leader tried to act calm. "Well," he said, "that's quite a trick. But can your ship travel to other galaxies?" "Our ships can do that." Aisha nodded to Captain Lee one more time. The Prometheus disappeared again. This time, it was gone for almost a minute. When it came back, Captain Lee's voice came over the speakers. "We just visited the Andromeda Galaxy," she said. "We brought back a picture." A big screen lit up. It showed a beautiful picture of another galaxy. It was a place no human had ever seen before. The crowd went wild. They cheered and clapped. Some people cried with joy. The aliens looked at each other. They seemed worried. This wasn't what they expected at all. Aisha turned to the alien leader. "So," she said, "what do you think of our toy now?" The alien leader didn't know what to say. He opened and closed his mouth a few times. Finally, he spoke. I think we may have underestimated you humans," he said. Aisha nodded. "Yes, you did. But that's okay. We're ready to join the galactic community now. As equals." The alien leader looked at his team. They'd whispered to each other. Then he turned back to Aisha. "We would be honored to welcome Earth as a full member of the galactic community," he said. He didn't sound happy about it, but he knew he had no choice. The crowd cheered again. Humans were finally going to take their place among the stars. As the aliens went back to their ship, Aisha looked up at the Prometheus. She felt proud. Humans had done something amazing. They had proved they were smart and creative. The aliens had laughed at humans before, but they weren't laughing now. Now, they looked worried. They knew that humans might soon be the most advanced species in the galaxy. Aisha smiled as she thought about the future. The HFY Prometheus wasn't just a spaceship. It was the key to a whole new adventure for humanity. As the alien ship took off, Aisha waved goodbye. "See you in space," she said. "We'll be there soon." Everyone in space gets excited. News travels fast on Earth. In space, it travels even faster. Just one day after the HFY Prometheus showed off its amazing powers, the whole galaxy was talking about it. Aliens from thousands of planets were sending messages to Earth. They all wanted to know more about the humans and their cool new ship. On a planet called Orcs, two alien kids were watching a video of the Prometheus. "Wow," said one. "I want to ride in a ship like that." The other nodded. "Humans must be so smart. I wonder if they'll teach us about the seventh dimension." Even the Zorthians, who had been mean to humans before, were now trying to be nice. Their leader sent a message to Earth. "We're sorry we laughed at you," it said. "Can we be friends now?" Dr. Aisha Khan was very busy. Everyone wanted to talk to her. Alien scientists asked her to explain how the seventh dimension worked. Alien leaders wanted to make deals with Earth. Some aliens even asked if they could take selfies with the Prometheus. Aisha felt happy but also a little overwhelmed. "I never thought we'd be this popular," she said to Captain Sarah Lee. Sarah laughed. "Well, we did just show everyone the coolest spaceship ever." Meanwhile, humans on Earth were celebrating. People had parties in the streets. Kids played with toy versions of the Prometheus. Everyone felt proud to be human. But not all aliens were happy. Some were scared. They thought humans might use their new ship to take over the galaxy. On a secret space station, leaders from different alien races had a meeting. "What if the humans decide to attack us?" asked one worried alien. "We need to do something." Another alien disagreed. "The humans haven't done anything bad," it said. "Maybe we should try to be their friends instead of being scared of them." They argued for hours. In the end, they decided to send a special team to Earth. This team would talk to the humans and see if they were friendly or dangerous. Back on Earth, Aisha and her team were getting ready for their first big trip into deep space. They were going to visit the center of the galaxy. As they packed the ship, a young scientist named Raj had an idea. "Why don't we invite some aliens to come with us?" he suggested. "It could be like a friendship trip." Aisha thought it was a great idea. She sent messages to different alien races, inviting them to join the trip. Lots of aliens said yes right away. They were excited to ride in the amazing human ship, but some were still scared. They thought it might be a trick. One alien named Zix was especially nervous. Zix came from a planet where everyone was always scared, but Zix was also very curious. In the end, curiosity won. Zix decided to join the trip. The day of the big trip came. The Prometheus was ready. Aisha, Sarah, and the rest of the human crew welcomed their alien guests on board. Zix looked around with wide eyes. The inside of the ship was even cooler than the outside. There were screens everywhere showing stars and planets. The chairs were super comfy, and there was a room where you could float in the air. "Are you ready for the coolest ride of your life?" Sarah asked the aliens. They all nodded excitedly. Sarah pressed a button. In a flash, the ship jumped through the seventh dimension. Suddenly, they were in the middle of a huge group of stars. The aliens gasped. They had never moved so fast before. Zix felt a funny tickle in all 5 of its stomachs. For the next few days, the Prometheus zoomed around the galaxy. They visited amazing places. They saw stars being born. They flew through the rings of giant planets. They even found a planet that rained diamonds. At each stop, the aliens got more and more excited. They asked lots of questions. They took lots of pictures, and they started to see the humans as friends. Zix was having the best time. "I've never felt so brave," Zix said. "Humans are so nice and fun." Near the end of the trip, they had a party on the ship. Humans and aliens danced together. They ate food from different planets. They told jokes and stories. As Aisha watched everyone having fun, she felt happy. This was even better than showing off the ship. They were making friends and bringing the galaxy together. When the trip was over and the aliens went home, they told everyone about their amazing adventure with the humans. Soon, aliens from all over wanted to visit Earth and meet humans. Earth started to change. Alien tourists came to see famous places like the Great Wall of China and the pyramids. Alien students joined human schools to learn about the seventh dimension. Some aliens even moved to Earth because they liked it so much. Humans changed too. They learned alien languages. They tried alien foods. Some humans even went to live on other planets. The galaxy was becoming a friendlier place, and it was all because of one cool ship and the brave humans who built it. As Aisha looked at the stars one night, she smiled. "We did it," she said softly. "We showed everyone that humans are smart and kind, and we made the galaxy a better place for everyone." The HFY Prometheus had done more than just impress aliens. It had brought the whole galaxy together. And this was just the beginning of humanity's big adventure in space. The big space battle. Everything seemed great for humans. They had new alien friends. They could travel anywhere in space. But not everyone was happy about this. Far away, on a dark planet, lived the Dracons. They were mean aliens who liked to bully others. When they heard about Earth's cool new ship, they got very angry. "Humans are too powerful now," growled Zorg, the Dracon leader. "We must destroy them before they become stronger." Zorg called all his ships. He had thousands of them. They were big and scary, with lots of guns. "We will attack Earth," he told his army. "We will show humans who the real space rulers are." Meanwhile, on Earth, Dr. Aisha Khan was teaching alien kids about the seventh dimension. Suddenly, alarms started ringing everywhere. Captain Sarah Lee ran in. "Aisha, we have a problem," she said. "A huge alien fleet is coming. They look angry." Aisha's face got serious. "How many ships?" "Thousands," Sarah said. "More than we've ever seen before." Aisha knew this was bad. Earth only had one seventh dimension ship, the Prometheus. How could they fight thousands of enemy ships? But Aisha had an idea. She called all the humans and friendly aliens who knew about seventh dimension science. "We need to make more ships," she said. "Fast." Everyone worked together. They used seventh dimension tech to build ships quickly. In just one day, they made 100 new ships. They weren't as good as the Prometheus, but they could still do cool seventh dimension tricks. Just as they finished, the Dracon fleet arrived. The sky turned dark with all their ships. Zorg's voice boomed from the biggest ship. "Humans, give up now, or we will destroy your planet." Aisha stood on top of the Prometheus. She spoke into a big microphone. "We don't want to fight," she said, "but we will defend our home." Zorg laughed. "You? Defend? Against my huge fleet. Don't be silly. Aisha smiled. Size isn't everything, she said. Let us show you what we can do. She gave a signal. Suddenly, all 101 human ships disappeared. They jumped through the 7th dimension. The Dracons were confused. Where did they go? Zorg shouted. Then, one by one, the human ships appeared inside the Dracon fleet. They popped up between enemy ships, making them crash into each other. The space battle had begun. It was like a crazy dance. Human ships appeared and disappeared, always surprising the Dracons. They could go through Dracon ships, making holes in them without firing a single shot. Zorg was furious. Fire all weapons, he yelled. The Dracon ships shot lasers and missiles everywhere, but the human ships were too fast. They jumped away before anything could hit them. On the Prometheus, Aisha and Sarah worked together. Jump to Sector 5, Aisha would say. Sarah would make the ship disappear and appear somewhere else. Some human ships got hit and were damaged. But they were winning. For every human ship that got hurt, 10 Dracon ships were destroyed. The friendly aliens weren't just watching. They sent their ships to help Earth too. Soon, it was the whole galaxy against the Dracons. As the battle went on, Aisha noticed something. The Dracons aren't trying to run away, she said. They're pushing towards Earth. Sarah looked worried. They must have a secret plan, she said. They were right. Zorg had a nasty trick ready. While everyone was busy fighting, he sent a small ship towards Earth. This ship had a very big bomb. If it hit the planet, it would destroy everything. Aisha saw the small ship on her screens. Oh no, she said. We have to stop that ship. But all the human ships were busy fighting. They couldn't reach the bomb ship in time. Just then, they heard a voice on the radio. It was Zix, their alien friend from the space trip. I can help, Zix said. I'm in a fast ship. I can catch the bomb. Aisha was surprised. Zix used to be so scared. Now Zix was being very brave. Go, Zix, Aisha cheered. You can do it. Everyone watched as Zix's little ship raced after the bomb. It was very close. Would Zix make it in time? At the last second, Zix's ship touched the bomb ship. Both ships glowed bright and disappeared. Zix had used the 7th dimension jump to take the bomb far away, saving Earth. When the Dracons saw their plan fail, they lost hope. Many of their ships started to run away. Zorg was angry. Come back and fight, you cowards, he yelled, but no one listened to him anymore. Aisha spoke to all the ships. Stop fighting, she said. It's over. Let's talk and find a way to live together peacefully. Slowly, the shooting stopped. The big space battle was over. Humans had won, not just with their cool ships, but with bravery and friendship too. As the Prometheus flew back to Earth, Aisha smiled. She was proud of humans, and of their alien friends too. They had faced a big danger and won. But Aisha knew this wasn't the end. It was just the start of a new chapter for humans in space. There would be more adventures, more challenges. But now the whole galaxy knew humans were here to stay, and they were a force for good. Humans become space heroes. The big space battle was over. Earth was safe, but things were about to change in a big way for humans. As the ships came back to Earth, everyone was cheering. People were waving flags and shouting, "Hooray for Earth!" But they weren't just cheering for humans. They were cheering for Zix and the other aliens who helped too. Dr. Aisha Khan and Captain Sarah Lee stepped out of the Prometheus. They looked tired but happy. A crowd of people and aliens rushed to meet them. You saved us all, someone shouted. Aisha smiled. We all saved each other, she said. Humans and aliens working together. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the sky. A giant screen made of light showed up. On it was the face of an alien no one had ever seen before. Greetings, people of Earth, the alien said. I am San, leader of the Galactic Council. everyone went quiet. The Galactic Council was like the government for the whole galaxy. This was a big deal. Zahn spoke again. We have watched the recent events with great interest. Humans have shown great courage, wisdom, and kindness. We would be honored if Earth would join the Galactic Council. The crowd went wild. This was like being invited to sit at the cool kids' table, but for the whole planet. Aisha stepped forward. We would be honored to join, she said, but we have a request. Zahn looked curious. What is your request? Aisha took a deep breath. We want to use our seventh dimension technology to help everyone in the galaxy, and we want to learn from others too. Can we do that? Zahn smiled. It was a weird smile because he had 3 mouths, but it was friendly. That is exactly why we want you to join us, he said. Your spirit of sharing and learning will make our galaxy a better place. In the following weeks, Earth was super busy. Human scientists started teaching others about the seventh dimension. Alien scientists came to Earth to share their knowledge too. Zix became a big hero. The once scared alien was now brave and confident. Zix traveled around, telling everyone how friendship with humans had changed everything. But not everything was easy. Some humans got too proud. They thought they were better than aliens because of their cool ships. Aisha had to remind everyone that being smart didn't mean being better. We all have something to teach, she would say. And we all have something to learn. The Prometheus wasn't the only special ship anymore. Soon, there were hundreds of ships that could jump through the seventh dimension. But the Prometheus was still special. It became a symbol of friendship between humans and aliens. One day, Aisha had an idea. Let's use our ships to help people, she said. And that's what they did. They started the Space Hero program. Human and alien teams will use seventh dimension ships to help anyone in trouble. If there was a big storm on a planet, they would jump in to save people. If a ship was lost in space, they would find it fast. Sarah led many of these missions. She became famous for being brave and smart. Kids everywhere wanted to be like her when they grew up. But it wasn't all about big heroic acts. Humans changed the galaxy in small ways too. Human music became popular on other planets. Alien kids loved human cartoons, and humans learned cool things from aliens too, like how to make ice cream that changed flavors as you ate it. Schools on Earth started teaching alien languages. Some humans even went to school on other planets. It was a time of great learning and sharing for everyone. 1 year after the big space battle, there was a huge party. It was to celebrate Earth joining the Galactic Council and all the new friendships. The party was in space on a giant space station. Humans and aliens from all over the galaxy came. There was food from 100 planets. Music from 1,000 worlds played. At the party, Aisha saw Zorg, the Drakon leader who had attacked Earth. But he didn't look mean anymore. He looked sad and sorry. Aisha went to talk to him. "Are you okay?" she asked. Zorg looked surprised that she was being nice. "I am sorry for what I did," he said. "I was scared of humans being powerful. I didn't understand that you wanted to be friends." Aisha smiled. "It's okay," she said. "We all make mistakes. What matters is that we learn from them. Want to dance?" Zorg's eyes got big. Then he smiled too. "I'd like that," he said. As they danced, Aisha looked around. She saw humans and aliens laughing together. She saw kids from different planets playing. She saw scientists sharing ideas. This was what she had hoped for. Humans weren't just accepted in the galaxy. They had helped make the galaxy a better place for everyone. As the party went on, a group of alien kids came up to Aisha. "Tell us the story," they said. "Tell us how humans became space heroes." Aisha laughed. "Well," she said, "it all started when some mean aliens laughed at us. But we didn't get angry. Instead, we decided to do something amazing." And as she told the story, Aisha knew that this was just the beginning. Humans and their alien friends had many more adventures waiting for them among the stars.